a horrible room to be in. The smell of the acid, that you charge the batteries with, was awful. I couldn't bear to be in there for too long. It couldn't have done my lungs much good. Is it acid that you pour in the batteries to help them charge? Yeah. Horrible. Didn't like it at all. But that was part of my job. So I had to do it until I went on this link trainer course. And once I came back, I had no more dealing with the battery room. I was half a mile away down the link trainer room. That was my relief to do that. And I was glad to get away from it all. I really didn't enjoy the battery business at all. It was very trying to be in that atmosphere.
What were the batteries for?
Batteries, all the aircraft can't operate without a battery. You have to take the old one out and put a fully charged battery in for the electrical, help them take off and land.
I've got a question for you, just to put you on the spot, just a bit of fun. How many grandchildren do you have and what are their names?
I've got 8 grandchildren, and the eldest is Max, Phil, Daniel, Ariel, the girls, there's Sasha, Eliana, Emma. It's 7, isn't it? Who am I missed out? Elliot. Elliot is in between, yeah.
That's just me messing about.
Rob's a grandfather himself.
You are?
Yeah, I can remember the one.
You just got one?
Yeah. Nathan.
Well, I did them a good turn recently because one of them is studying accountancy, and he's halfway through, and apparently he's in a firm which deals with multimillionaires, and what they do to avoid inheritance tax is they create a trust. So, of course, in his wisdom, he comes around and says, do you think you ought to create a trust to avoid paying inheritance tax? And I said, well, I think the millionaires that you're dealing with are in a slightly different position to myself. But anyhow, I will consider it. And so he gave me the address of a financial advisor, and I phoned this chap up, and he said, look, can I call you Ralph? He said, my name's John. He said, look, I know that I can get business out of you, but he said, I'll be honest with you. In your position, you're not just on the borderline. You're not like these millionaires that have got stacks of money. They need to spend money on trusts. And he said, you're just on the borderline. He said, what I advise you to do is just enjoy yourself, go on holidays, give gifts to grandchildren, just get rid of all your surplus money and you won't pay any inheritance tax. So we gave a gift of 12,000 to the 8 grandchildren, 1,500 each. And I was a bit disappointed because I tried to get them to invest the money in safe places with a reasonable interest. And they found it too much trouble, so they put it in shares. You know what happened to shares because of Brexit? So I'm a bit peeved about that. So I don't know whether I'll give them any more. But that's the story of having grandchildren. My carer, I have a carer, said, I don't think you should bother yourself because once you give money to anybody else, it's up to them what they do with that. That's another way of looking at it. So that's the story of grandchildren.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to visit us and talk us through it.
Have you finished?
I think we've worked through everything.
Covered everything?
Yeah.
What about your organising coach transport for trips to London at the weekends?
When I was in Melksham, we had nothing to do at the weekend. The tuition was just 5 days a week. and you could go on leave and go where you liked. But without any transport, and to go down to the local train station, which was some distance away, and to travel by train to London, it was a hurdle. So I got the idea that if I hired a coach and got 30 people to subscribe, I could get a coach from Melksham to Hammersmith, spend the weekend and then go back on the same coach. So that's what I did. I used to go around at breakfast time saying, anybody want to go to London for the weekend? I'm running a coach. I can't remember how much I charged, but it was a reasonable figure, enough to pay for the coach, no profit, just to cover expenses. And off we would go on a Friday afternoon after work and come back Sunday evening. And unload everybody at Hammersmith. And that was that. You know, there were a load of Londoners that were quite pleased to do that trip. Had about 30 people on this coach. Used to go more or less every weekend back home. Yeah, I did that.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.